Don't listen to the call of the mermaids. That's a centuries-old saying that people often remind each other of when going out to sea. Nowadays, mermaids are no longer a fear for humans on the surface of the sea, but have gradually become a legend. Humans are no longer afraid of mermaids, but rather curious and skeptical. There is evidence, traces that lead us to this mysterious species, but humans have yet to find an answer to the question, do mermaids really exist? In today's video, I will take you on a journey across the seas to learn about one of the most mysterious creatures ever. Mermaids are described as having the upper body of a beautiful maiden and the lower body of a fish. Mermaids appear in myths all over the world from Europe, Asia to Africa. In some folk tales, mermaids have a friendly disposition towards humans and bestow many blessings upon them. However, there are also many myths that describe them as dangerous creatures that often try to lure seafarers and drag them down into the deep ocean. This creature is sometimes associated with dangerous events such as floods, storms, shipwrecks, and drownings. The oldest myth about the mermaid is said to have originated from Syria, which tells the story of a goddess named Atargatis, who took on the form of a mermaid because she was ashamed of having a child out of wedlock. The belief in mermaids in Europe is said to be influenced by the siren species in Greek mythology. Sirens are creatures that have the form of half human and half bird, but later transformed into half human and half fish during the Christian era. The siren often uses its enchanting singing voice to mesmerize seafarers, and this detail is often attributed to mermaids. Many ancient stories from the British Isles also mention mermaids. In this culture, mermaids are often seen as bad omens, as they signal impending disasters. The Norman church in Durham Castle, built around 1078, houses a sculpture believed to be the oldest depiction of a mermaid in the UK. In Western folklore, there is also a story about a creature called Nalusine, who is half human and half fish. This creature is often described as having two fish tails and a snake-like lower body. Some alchemists spread the idea that this creature is associated with the element of water and can achieve immortality by marrying a human. This idea became the inspiration for famous works such as the novel Undine by de la Motte Fouque, and later the fairy tale The Little Mermaid by Danish writer Christian Andersen. In Chinese culture, mermaids are mentioned in the collection Shanhai Jing, which writes about Chinese geography and mythology, dating back to the 4th century BC. Ancient stories from Japan also mention a creature called Ningyo, which often has a part resembling a woman and a part resembling a fish. Ningyo is said to have a pair of golden horns, a red belly, 3 eyes on each side of its body, and a carp's tail. This creature can be more than 10 meters long and requires 450 rifle shots to be taken down. Ningyo can be considered a monster in Japanese folklore. In Indian culture, there is a well-known mermaid named Suvanamacha in the Hindu epic Ramayana. She is a mermaid princess who tries to disrupt the plans of the god Hanuman, but ultimately falls in love with him. Images of Suvanamacha appear frequently in artwork in Thailand and Cambodia. There are many myths about mermaids in cultures all over the world, including Scandinavia, Eastern Europe, Korea, Southeast Asia, Africa, the Arab world, and the Americas. In art and literature, mermaids are a common theme due to their mystical nature. One of the most famous works about mermaids is the fairy tale, The Little Mermaid, by Danish writer Hans Christian Andersen. The story is about a mermaid named Ariel who gives up her voice to become human and pursue the love of a prince. But in the end, she cannot be with him and is turned into sea foam. The story has been translated into over 100 languages and is considered one of the most famous fairy tales in history. Disney has also adapted The Little Mermaid into an animated film. In the collection 1001 Nights from Arabic culture, there are also stories about mermaids. Unlike in other myths, mermaids in Arabic tales are described as being very similar to humans, with the only difference being their ability to breathe and live underwater. Mermaids are also a common subject in sculptures and statues found in many countries and cultures. It is estimated that there are about 130 mermaid statues on public display around the world. The statue of the Little Mermaid in Copenhagen, the hometown of Hans Christian Andersen, is considered an icon of the city. Mermaids have also appeared in many films and TV shows, such as in the fourth installment of the Pirates of the Caribbean series, where they sing to lure sailors to their deaths. They are depicted as being able to grow legs when they come onto land and can even give magical healing kisses. The question remains as to why so many cultures around the world have myths about a half-human, half-fish creature living in the water. They are often referred to as a mermaid. Are they products of imagination or based on real creatures? Throughout the centuries, people have tried to find the answer to the existence of mermaids. There have been many accounts of humans encountering mermaids, but it is unclear how much of these stories are true and how much are fictional. For example, explorer Christopher Columbus claimed to have seen 3 mermaids while at sea, but he described them as being not very attractive and having faces similar to men. Another explorer, Henry Hudson, reported that his crew saw a mermaid in the North Atlantic in 1608. In 1652, Dutch explorer David Denel claimed to have discovered a beautiful mermaid with flowing hair during his trip to Greenland. He attempted to catch the mermaid but was unsuccessful. In a record from 1654, Danish historian Thomas Bartholin drew and described a specimen of a mermaid caught in Brazil. The creature had the appearance of a woman, with a deformed body and a tail that appeared to be missing. The specimen had a webbed layer connecting its fingers. In 1738, a shocking photo proving the existence of mermaids was published in the London newspaper. The photo showed a small-bodied mermaid found on the coast of the Hebrides, but was stoned to death as it was mistaken for a monster. The creature was carefully buried, and generations of villagers worshipped and protected the legend of the mermaid. If anyone showed skepticism, they were willing to take an oath to prove that the story was true. In 1991, the Weekly World Report claimed to have discovered a 1,200-year-old fossilized mermaid skeleton in Yugoslavia. This creature was not as beautiful as in the legends but looked more like a dangerous predator. In August 2009, dozens of people reported seeing a mermaid in the waters around Haifa Bay in the Mediterranean. In February 2012, workers at 2 reservoirs near Gakwe and Mutare in Zimbabwe refused to work. They claimed that the mermaids drove them out of the area. The veracity of these stories has not been verified, leading to much skepticism. In fact, many mermaid hoaxes have been exposed in the past. The most famous case was the Fiji mermaid, exhibited in London in 1822 and in the US in 1842. This specimen was later revealed to be a hoax, comprised of parts from monkeys and fish, created by Japanese fishermen. It was passed on to many people, and finally taken by Phineas Taylor Barnum to his museum to attract curious visitors. The fake mermaid was reportedly destroyed in a fire at the Barnum Museum. Currently, the Harvard Museum of Archaeology and Ethnology is exhibiting a similar specimen, but it is unclear whether it is the original. The mermaid story became hotly debated when in 2012, the Animal Planet and Discovery channels aired a documentary entitled Mermaids, The Body Found. The film referred to a cave in Egypt, where images of a mermaid-like creature were carved. The drawings inside the cave were said to be 30,000 years old. One fisherman even captured a photo of a mermaid running away after being caught in a fishing net. On May 26, 2013, Animal Planet aired Part 2 of the documentary entitled Mermaids, The New Evidence. The film features a video shot in March 2013. A hand with 5 fingers and a membrane between the fingers bangs against the window of a submarine. Throughout history, humans have recorded many encounters with mermaids. Opposing views suggest that we have mistaken mermaids for marine mammals such as sea pigs or seals. Do you believe in the existence of mermaids? Are these legendary creatures hiding in the depths of the ocean, out of sight of humans? The story of mermaids is sure to continue to cause controversy, and humans will continue to search for answers about this mysterious species. That concludes today's video. Thank you for watching, goodbye and see you soon.